everybody, Jessie here, and welcome back to another video. I'm using Lawn Fawn's Large Stitch Circles, Paper Smooches Party Posse, and I come in with another one later. I do believe it's the Cutasaurus, also from Paper Smooches, when I decide I need more. So I'm starting here by stamping this onto 140 pound cold press watercolor paper, and I'm going to take, this is also watercolor paper, just so that all my whites match, and I'm going to use that one circle. You're not going to see the stitching, it was just the right size, and it's the one I pulled out, so I'm just going to die cut that out so that it gives me a window. Then I cut this other piece so this one hides in behind it, and I'm just marking roughly where my circle is. And I'm going to come in with my Gansai Tambi watercolors and just create a real loose background. I'm just using green and blue, adding like a little bit of a tree, and that's about all it is. So I'm just spraying it with water. And then I come in with, and I just start dabbing it in, and it looks like a real big mess, and you'll see the difference when I lay the top back over top to see how much of it you're actually going to see as to how nice it does turn out. So I just keep dropping the color in, and I pick up more water, and I'm moving it around, and I'm just kind of letting it do its thing. And then I heat set it, of course, because I'm impatient. And now I come back and I do the same thing with the green, and you'll see where I come up and I create like just a little spruce tree in the background here. You'll watch it take shape. And the grass, and that's all it gets for the background. So I'm creating a shaker card. I told some people I would finally use my fuse tool, so this is my first attempt at it. So then we're going to heat set it again just because I'm super impatient and don't like to wait for things to dry. I usually cut, oh there we go, ta-da, look how fast it is. See how nice it looks once you put that over top and you have a nice crisp white edge? So now I come out, this is an Avery Al stamp storage pocket. It's a thicker plastic, so I figured that's what lots of people I've seen on YouTube use, so that's what I'm going to use. I'm pulling out a bunch of sequins. Some of these are from Studio Calicos, some of these are from Neat and Tangled, some of them are from the dollar store. I buy them wherever I see colors that I like, to be honest, so. Some big ones, those are the Studio Calico ones, and now I'm going to grab some smaller ones. And you don't really see them all, I'm just kind of dumping them all out there. And since I started this card, I've had my fuse tool plugged in off to the side. I have the Becky Higgins one. It's the same thing. It's the one they had at Michael's the day I went to buy one. So, putting all of my sequins in, I'm just scooping them right into the stamp storage pocket. Because I'm doing a big circle, it wasn't such a huge deal for me to do most of my fusing first. But I get them all in, and then I remember I have to put it on top of the paper because I don't want to do it on top of my Heidi Swap mat that I'm working on here. So I'm just kind of pushing them all in, and now I'm going to tape this down in 4 places just so it doesn't move. Try and make it as easy for me as possible to run this tool around since I've never used it before. And I only do like a 2-inch line as a practice right there. That's all the practice I did. So it's not perfect. Some places I held it a little too long, but it's sealed nice and you don't see it, so it doesn't really matter. So I just all the way around, easy peasy, sealed like a dream. And then I just take my scissors and I'm just cutting around it. Making sure I stay away from where I fused it together so I don't cut it open. And there you have it. That's going to be our pocket. So I'm just putting tape around the outside and all the way around the card. The nice thing is I don't have to make sure everything's perfectly solid because it's all encased inside of the plastic already, so I'm not mucking with as much foam as before. And this is the, what is it? Let's Celebrate sentiment out of that Party Posse stamp set. So I'm stamping that below the circle. And then we're going to put that pocket in here. There. I didn't think I made you guys watch me peel all the tape off. So I'm just lining it up so that you can't see my fuse lines and pushing it down. And now we're going to put our background piece we created earlier in behind. Then this is just a green piece of paper. It's out of my scrap bin. I think I have a whole pad of it. It's probably from Basil. I love their cardstock, but it was out of my scrap bin, and this is what I'm going to mount the entire card front on, and then it'll go on top of a A2 top folding card base. And it's hard to see there. There's an 1/8 of an inch of it that sticks out. of the sides. And it was shiny on one side, so no, it's not basil. I don't know what it is, but I put the shiny side to the back because I obviously liked the color of the other side. So here's our little turtle, and I'm going to use my Neocolor 2s to color this, and I'm just going to pull the color right off of the crayons. I'm trying to use some of the mediums that I haven't used, or I haven't used a lot, or I think I need to use more, or what's closest to me at the time that I'm filming, now that I'm spending more time in the studio and not filming speed coloring videos from my couch. Shh. Don't tell anybody I did those at my couch. So we're just slowly going in and I'm building up the colors and pulling them off. And I'm just using a cheap dollar store brush. My good watercolor brushes were upstairs and I was not going up to find them. I have water off to the side, so I'm just kind of getting the color flowing. Painting them all one color to start. Then I'm going to add some of this golden yellow onto the shell. And it was really dark. I come in and take a bit of it off with a piece of scrap paper or paper towel or something I use. There we go. I guess I was looking for a piece and I didn't cut that out of. Sorry. So now we've got this darker green and it's going to go in and add some of the shadows into the shell. It's very light coloring. I didn't do anything like super dark and high contrast like I usually do, which was different for me. Which is probably why I went back in with that other stamp set and with the Cutisaurus stamp set and added 2 palm trees and rock. It just needed a little bit more behind. You'll see when it comes up here. And now I'm bringing in just a little bit of black, and that's just to add a little bit more shadow. I found everything just really looked pale and like I dropped a little bit of color on it, and I wanted something quick. So I reached for black because black is easy. Then a little more green. Blend it together a little bit. I heat set it, I don't know if I show that, and then I fussy cut it out. Guess I smudged it around a bit. There we go. So I was impatient and I didn't want to wait for things to dry. There you go, ta-da! Look, he's cut out. And I did that by hand. Oh, and I missed that little gap between his legs, and I wasn't sure if it was a leg or if it was background, so I just colored it slightly green. So here's where I put the card front onto the base, because I think that I'm done, and then when I go to lay my turtle on top, I find that, see, it just needs a little bit more in the background. It's just not quite enough. I either should have made the watercolor in the background way darker, but this worked as well. So I'm going to stamp out 2 of the palm trees and 1 of the rock. And then I used my Gansai Tambies for this, and I just mixed some different colors and browns and blacks on the rock. And I only have the 24 set, so I don't have the metallics or anything in these watercolors. They're fun, I think. I've only used them a couple of times, so I really don't have much of an opinion on them yet. I guess I should use them more. So I'm adding some black for a darker shadow, and then I mixed the brown and the reddy brown color together, and that's what gave me the rest of the tree stem. And then I just throw a bunch of green paint on. I'm off screen, I'm sorry. I really thought I was under the camera for the whole time, but... And it's really rough. I'm not being super picky, not like I do when I color my girl images. I just went super quick and simple, nice, easy card. Then we're going to fussy cut these out after I dry them. There's all our pieces. Now we're going to put the card together. So I start by putting out my 2. This is just a rough layout. See? I like that way better. I know it covers up the tree I colored in the background and everything. I just think it's enough for the front of the card now, and it doesn't look like there should be more. So we're going to put all of our little pieces on. Links to all of the products will be over on my blog, and a link to my blog will definitely be in the description box below. I will put links to the products in the description box below if I remember. There will be a link to my Etsy store, my Patreon channel if you'd like to support me over there. And yeah, I guess that's it for now. So I will talk to you all soon, and I will see you in the next video. Have a great day. Bye for now.